This better not be what I think this is.
Jackson, hey, look, hear me out.
I told you I'm done with podcasting. Last time HR really came down on me and I have payments I still need to make to the Criterion Collection.
Are you still buying those DVD box sets? Jackson, we talked about this.
Okay, Mom, you have 2 seconds and I'm hanging up.
No. Okay. Wait, Jackson, please. I need you. I really need you. Here's the thing. I started a podcast with my dad.
I said no.
No, okay. Look, I need your help talking about movies, okay?
Movies?
You're the best I got.
I haven't talked about movies in at least an hour. I just can't up and talk about movies again just like that. It's not that easy. I'm retired, Coop.
Wait. Look, I'll make it worth your while, okay? I'll give you my VHS copy of Air Bud.
But that's the most valuable thing you own. That's
It's a Blockbuster video rental I haven't returned since
you were 9. I'm speechless. The greatest dog playing basketball movie that has ever been produced will finally be mine on a beautiful, pristine, unopened 1997 VHS copy.
Yes. Yes, I can tell you're getting into this. So is it on? Do we have a deal?
I'm in. I just don't want your dad on the recording.
Yeah, he'll be there.
Son of a...
It's time to get some
SportSense.
You're gonna get some
SportSense.
You better get ready for
SportSense. SportSense.
Welcome back to SportSense, everyone. This is the sports show for sports noobs where my dad is helping us all make some sense out of sports. I'm Cooper Epps, and with me as always is my dad, James Epps.
Hey, Coop.
Hey, Dad. Welcome back.
Yep.
This is episode 41, and today we're going to my personal happy place. My happy place for as long as I can remember, the movies. So, to help us out, we needed a special guest today.
An expert.
A veritable expert in movies, my childhood BFF, Jackson Cooper. Welcome to the show, Jackson.
Hi, everyone. Great to be here.
Thank you for doing that cold open with me, Dad. We'll have to do some of those soon, but
I'm okay.
You're okay.
I'll come back and do them.
There you go, Jackson.
Yeah,
Thank you.
To do them. Yeah. Well, Jackson, welcome to SportSense. You are a seasoned podcaster, much more than my dad and I. So we're just super happy to have you on a hot mic tonight. And but before we get into things, what is tell the people why I would have possibly thought it would be a reasonable thing to bring you on to this episode.
I still don't know why I'm here. So no. It's great to be here. I'm so excited to talk about my first love as well, movies, and one of the things that made us best friends for a long time. One of them.
My wife still gets scared whenever your name pops up on my phone because she knows that means it's going to be an hour and a half or two of straight movie talk. Have you seen this? What do you think of this?
And I know you said you have a list of movies that a separate list from your other movie recommendations of things that I've recommended you.
Yep, Jackson's suggestions. Not a very clever name, but yeah, I've got like 40 something movies on there.
The issue is that almost everything I do is just watch movies, and so it's kind of it's impossible when I recommend stuff because my friends are like, I'm never going to get around to watching that 1964 Italian horror movie, and I'm like, no, but it's good for like 5 minutes.
Right.
So yeah, no, I love movies. I've worked in movies. I was executive director, CEO of a national film nonprofit. So worked with Quentin Tarantino, Joe Dante, John Waters on preserving lost films. Produced a lot of home video, Blu-ray releases. And the
one on your shirt is one of the ones you did a special release of, right?
Yes, and which is a full circle moment. So one of the first low budget movies that you and I watched was Santa Claus Conquers the Martians, and one of my first projects working with the film organization was restoring and putting out on Blu-ray a new restoration of Santa Claus Conquers the Martians, and so it
crazy.
was a total full circle moment. But I think the thing I'm most proud of is I was 1/3 of the production company Epps Cooper Anderson for about 10 years of my life, and that was the best job I ever had, was producing.
Oh man,
writing and producing shorts with you and our dear friend Kevin.
Yeah, we cut our teeth together there, and Google. I was a Mormon missionary for a couple years, and while I was gone, Google took down our videos from Epps Cooper Anderson because I was using all sorts of music we weren't supposed to be using.
Yeah.
But we were publishing, in the heyday, like the Wild West of YouTube. And so I didn't know so they changed the rules while I was gone. I came back, all of our videos were taken down. We have a few still on a hard drive I've been meaning to dig up and restore and put somewhere. But anyways,
those were the days of illegally using Cat Stevens and the Beatles on our videos,
exactly.
right? Yeah.
At least you had good taste of who you use for music. So
we did.
Exactly. So, well, that's the other thing is Jackson and I, we did percussion together for years and drumming, and your dad was a drummer. So I go to his little studio in y'all's garage and we'd rock out, which was so fun growing up. So Jackson, it's such an honor to have you on this little passion project of ours. And I think just from you, we'll probably get like 1 million new listeners or something. So we're super happy to have you.
No, not at all. No one. Everyone, actually, you might get less listeners. You might get a lot of unsubscribes. So apologies ahead of time. No, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to talk about these because sports movies are a weird niche in American film. They've gone back as far as like the 1930s, and so like it's kind of like superhero movies where everyone in film is just obsessed with. So every decade has their own sort of sports movies that come out. And so it's not like, and everyone too has their own personal favorite. Like everyone has a sports movie that they love. So yeah, I would love to hear what your listeners too. And, I hope people sound off in the comments and send you emails about their favorite sports movies. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let me just give one disclaimer. I can tell Dad's itching to say something. So before we dive all the way in,
I'm just getting comfortable listening to you two.
Okay, no.
Bottle of water straight to my t-shirt.
Hey, you'll have your turn. Don't you worry. I just got to give one disclaimer.
I told mom I was excited because I wasn't going to have to say hardly anything. I was going to give you my movies and let you guys go nuts about
Bananas.
the movies I picked.
Okay,
so it's been a long day, so this is great. Y'all are entertaining me.
Yeah, take a load off. Well, I just wanted to give a disclaimer saying we're definitely going to talk spoilers during this. I don't know what movies you guys have on your list, but I think we'll probably want to give a little pitch for if people haven't seen them and then dive into some of our favorite moments or whatever. So there's probably going to be spoilers. So if you're worried about that and you hear a title of a movie that you've not quite watched yet, but you want to watch, just go to the show notes and skip to whatever movie you feel comfortable listening to us talk about. So
if they haven't seen these yet, then they're never going to watch them. I mean, come on. Maybe we'll get them excited. I don't know.
And why are you listening to this podcast? Like, obviously, like,
what the heck?
Yeah.
Look, you guys are being tough on our listeners. Hey guys, I'll be the good cop tonight. Hey, look, the thing is, I've been there where I didn't watch Alien until I was like 27 or something, and I still haven't seen The Sixth Sense, and that's been spoiled for me about 500 times.
Yeah. How do you not see that?
Dude, let's spend 90 minutes just berating.
That might be your fault, Dad.
No, it's probably, but there's cleaned up version. It was on TV like 1 million times too.
That's true. It's
PG-13.
It is PG-13. So actually, I don't have that excuse. Okay.
Good gosh, man! Don't be blaming me. Man.
Well,
we're gonna spend the next 90 minutes just berating you about why you haven't seen The Sixth Sense.
When I think of some of the movies you've seen, I think, What the heck?
Right.
Okay,
I know.
go ahead.
Well, that's Jackson's fault because in high school he
Whoa.
was getting me turned on to Terrence Malick. You
Yeah.
started me off of Quentin Tarantino a little bit. So yeah.
I assumed you had seen The Sixth Sense, right? Like it's like you just watch that, you know.
Oh,
So,
all
but
right. Well, that'll be my homework after tonight. I'll definitely
Yeah.
get into it, even though I know what happens. But okay, well, let's get into these dang movies. Okay, we're 12 minutes into this thing. So let's here's what I've heard you guys cheated. I told you to come with a top 3. You have what you consider the best sports movies of all time. I hear you have extras, but
of course,
what
Yeah.
we're gonna need. Okay, here's what we got to try to do because I want to try to build up to each of our number one. Do you guys have at least like a very personal favorite that we can?
I've got a number
build
one.
up to.
I got a
Okay.
number one. Yeah.
All right. So let's take turns. I hear you guys have 3B, 3A, 2A, 2B. So let's just go. Let's just start with our level 3, and we'll build up from there. We can. If you mention it and we don't feel like talking about it, and we can pass by or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll save our extras for if we have time. You won't throw them out there. So I'll stick with the 3 that I have, but it's hard. But I'll go with my 3 and work up. Then we'll come back and pick up some extra for fun.
Okay.
Great.
All right.
Great.
Let's do
Right,
it. Yeah.
Jackson? Jackson and I will. You might have to leave, but Jackson and I will probably be covering a bunch of them.
Yeah. I mean, I'm
Yeah, I
I'm
might have
still
to go to
gonna do
bed.
I'm still gonna do my 3A, 3B. So
Okay.
sorry in advance.
Okay. Well, hey, you're the movie expert, so we'll give you some leeway tonight. But
Yeah, we
okay,
wanna hear
well
from
let's
Jackson.
get started with tier 3. Okay, these are we're still talking best sports movies of all time.
Yeah.
But these are the lower ones on our totem poles. So Jackson, since you've got a couple, I'll let you come out of the gate. Let's hear what you got.
Well, so the 3 as well, like I wrote down a full list of like all the sports movies I love, and then I found like groupings, which is why it's 2 and 2. And so
Okay.
number 3 were my comedies, because sports have always been part of comedy. So the 2 that I picked were Talladega Nights and Caddyshack. Two really, really incredibly inappropriate movies, but so funny. And actually especially Talladega Nights, like on its surface, it doesn't feel like a sports movie, but it totally gets into, a lot of the, obviously NASCAR, inner workings, but also like the politics of these sports, sort of the mass media expansion. Like it's Ricky Bobby doing the commercials and advertising, like it's a hysterical bit, but it really was like that moment in sort of American sports when like it was really becoming heavily corporatized. So I love Talladega Nights, and Caddyshack is just iconic for.
Guess what?
Yeah.
I've never seen either of them all the way through.
I thought we watched Talladega Nights at some point in high school.
I've almost watched it like every weekend since I turned 16 or whatever, but somehow I missed it.
I've never seen Talladega Nights either. I saw Caddyshack cleaned up once, but I love Caddyshack. I think you're spot on there. But
okay, wait, sorry,
got my vote.
Give us the pitch on Caddyshack that you were getting into.
Oh, well, Caddyshack. I mean, it's just iconic. I mean, it was this early, sort of not teen comedy, but it was, right off the heels of Animal House, and sort of this like, let's just get a bunch of iconic comedians around some idea, right? So Animal House was about fraternities, and now we're going to do Caddyshack is around balls. And so here like we're putting
comedian ensemble kind of
movie. I mean Rodney Dangerfield, Bill Murray, I mean just this incredible cast, and like people who were at the top of their game. And what's great is like there's no plot really. There's a very flimsy, typical sort of 80s, they're going to close down the club kind of plot.
Okay.
But it really is just an excuse for like Bill Murray to do Bill Murray and Rodney Dangerfield to be Rodney Dangerfield. So it's a really good time capsule of like old comedy and old comedians, and it has some of the funniest just moments in like it's perfect. It's perfect.
And it's a golf movie, right?
It's a golf movie, but in the like
In the
police,
loosest sense
in
of the
the
word.
very thank you, Mr. Epps. In the loosest sense of the word, yeah. It's no Bagger Vance. It's no, it's
Yeah.
very very much just using golf as a springboard for all these jokes and for again
Okay.
Bill Murray to play a very
Bill
unhinged
Murray's
character.
unbelievable. Yeah, he was perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Dang. Well, yeah, I'm gonna have to pop those on as soon as possible. Those are great recommendations.
Well, and Talladega
Um,
Nights is phenomenal. I mean, it's just great. Yeah. So
Yeah. Well, yeah, I've seen a couple scenes from that. Of course, I've seen the famous prayer one where I can't remember something about he's talking about baby Jesus a lot. I can't remember what he says, but yeah, Will
Well,
Ferrell's
his
in
name
that.
alone, whoever the writers were, Ricky,
Oh yeah, Ricky
I mean,
Bobby.
and
Yeah.
how they said it, that Southern. I mean, I even just the trailers and the commercials
Yeah.
were
Yeah.
hilarious. I mean, he just anyway.
Does that one have? I'm trying
Made
to
me
remember this
laugh.
actor's name. Oh yeah, does that one have Danny McBride in it? Talladega Nights. That
I
seems like
think
a
so.
perfect.
John C. Reilly is his friend in it, and then
Oh, right.
Sacha Baron Cohen Borat plays the evil guy. So
Oh my
it's
gosh.
very like early 2000s. Just again, kind of like Caddyshack, just comedians, one after the other doing their
Right.
thing. Yeah.
Michael Clark Duncan, which I wouldn't have known his name, but he was anyways, he's like a big famous actor too. Anyways, okay, that's cool. Well,
Yeah.
shoot. Okay, amazing. Well, there's Jackson's tier 3. Very great start. I'm already itching to go run to my TV and watch those. But okay, Dad, what did you put for number 3?
All right, so my first 3, by the way, I have one comedy in there, but then I have 2 serious ones.
Okay.
And they have different flavors, serious. But so my third is, and I got to put some context to it, is Remember the Titans. Okay, so
that's number
1,
okay.
it's football.
Yeah.
And number 2 is, you have to understand, that's exactly the time in history, and this was only an hour and a half north in Richmond. That's exactly the same time that we were bused. That forced integration started for me. 6th grade through 9th grade, 4 years in a row. My parents moved to a house where we could walk to middle school, junior high, they called it, Carroll Junior High, walk across the street to elementary school, just a block, and walk to high school. That's why one of the reasons we moved there. And at 6th grade, my older siblings were able to avoid that, but I got called at 6th grade. They had a 6th grade center. So I was bused to the complete other side of town. I mean, that's all I can tell you. It was an hour bus ride, morning and night. And when we first went, the first couple of years, we were shot at. We had policemen riding our bus. It was crazy. In the heat of the summer, they make us put our windows up sometimes when people would throw things at our buses.
My gosh.
So, believe me, and I was too young. I mean, I don't know. My mother was a nurse. My dad was in law enforcement. We just did it. We didn't have money. That's where private schools had an incredible burst of growth.
Oh, wow.
Right? When people decided they didn't want them to get bused. Right. Wow. Well, not integrating. I don't think it's so much that. It's just the ridiculousness of how it went about to take you from your neighborhood to send you an hour away by bus ride, right? All the stopping through rush hour traffic in Raleigh, even back in.
Right. That's a long commute for a kid just to get to school and back, for sure.
Right. Yeah. So at age, I'm 1972, I guess, is when I was in that grade. So yeah, 72, I would have been in 6th grade, or 71. So anyway, so that part, that setting, I understood completely. So that's number 1.
Okay.
Number 2, I love the music in this.
Oh,
go back and listen
music.
Oh my gosh, it's got some of the best.
Yeah.
Just great influence of music. You could go look at all the songs. I mean, I love everything from, I don't know, Donna Summers. You go name it, but it's got some high end.
Ain't no mountain high enough. Ain't no mountain high enough. That's a great
energy
use of that. Yeah.
Love them. And then for me, of course, I'm a sucker for the underdog and the come together. And Denzel Washington, perfect. So gotta love that too, because I love the North Carolina tie. He came from a North Carolina school in real life.
Right.
He got hired up there, but he had been a coach here in North Carolina, Coach Boone, and the whole the coming together of black white of what it took, and then taking them up to Gettysburg. That whole scene. I mean, that scene is pretty. I don't care who you are. If you buy in like I'm buying in, right? I'm buying into this movie, and I've seen it, I bet, 15 times. I mean, I've got to see it once a year, basically. And that's quite a speech he gives. It's pretty impressive. And if like we took you there, right? We stood in those same places and really learned the real history of it. So yes, it's cinematography. It is what it is. It's Hollywood, but and then to come back and to do what they do on the football field, right? Yeah, and then the departure of the racist players, if you will.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I like I like you using some movie vocab there, Dad, with some cinematography.
Yeah, how you like that?
Felt a little bit like you were just throwing it in just to.
No. I'm very serious. I know. Look, I know what crowd I'm hanging with tonight, so I got to throw a little bit. But I'm not just a dumb jock, right? No, I'm not.
Right.
But anyway, so I just love it. I love it. I love when the good guys win type thing.
Yeah.
After they go through the struggle, right? There's the struggle.
Well, it's such a great, it's an incredible vehicle for the story. Like the real story, of course, is the race issues back then, and and how the Titans were a symbol that you could come together and live, not only like live together, but thrive together. And so I think it's like, to me, it's like, I feel like, I don't know, there's detractors of Remember the Titans, and maybe Jackson will know better about this, but sometimes I'll see some negative comments about it online. But to me, it's like, that's almost, maybe this is too strong of a statement, but it almost taught me like how I should treat other people of other ethnicities. Like that was almost my like 101 growing up, I think, where I was just like, to me, that's where I learned we can all come together. It's great. Differences are great. And a lot of times most of the time, the difference it doesn't have anything to do with skin. It's more like, that's what I love about the two captains, Bertier and gosh, does anybody remember the other name? Anyways,
I got it. Julius Campbell.
Yes,
Campbell.
Yeah,
good
right.
job.
Yeah.
Julius, I remember Julius. But
because they make them, they butt heads so hard at the beginning, but it turns out they have so much in common, and like they become absolute best friends, of course, by the end, and best teammates. So
I'm a sucker for a foundational true story, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, when you see the history of the individuals, now again, that's what he said. It became Hollywood, but Bertier particularly, go back and look what ended up happening, right? There's being a real true Paralympic, doing all that thing, and then have the worst of misfortune come across him the second time and get killed, and hit by a drunk driver. I mean,
right.
I mean, what a story. But yeah, he was, anyway, those early years. Nowadays, you guys were raised Paralympics, Special Olympics, all those things so big. Back then, that was so new. That was so foreign. And so think of the groundwork in which he broke. So to me, there's some subplots there. How you like that?
Yeah, there's so many heroes. Yeah. Other heroes that came out of that story. And I'm sure there's other incredible stories about that era that also symbolize the coming together and like overcoming the race issues of the time. But Remember the Titans. So I got to tell you, that was my number one.
Really?
So, it's mine too. It's in my number one. Yeah, it's in my number one. Yeah. And another football movie. Yes, it's my number one.
Yeah. There's so many that I love. So okay.
Well, let's sit on it for a minute longer if you want. Did you have any more thoughts about it, Jackson? Like since that's
but to your point about detractors, I think if people watch it now, they might think it's a little sentimental, but it's a Disney sports movie, right? Like made for families. So we have to give it credit. And also it was the first really like grown up movie that Disney had put out that was tackling things like race issues and like these very, very deep stuff, like for a family audience. I mean, it's pretty, I don't think people give it as much credit as it deserves. Like it was, and especially to have someone like Denzel, who's the most bankable star in Hollywood, leading a serious football film for families by Disney. It was just
Right.
I don't think we give it enough credit. It's really really amazing when
Yeah,
you think
because
about it. Yeah.
he was coming off what, like Training Day or something at the time? Wasn't that
Yeah, I
around
think he
that
was
time?
coming off his Oscar at that time. Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
winning an Oscar for Training Day. Yeah. So,
crazy.
but he I don't think he had really ever done a family movie either up to that point. So, for him
Yeah.
to do this was great. But yeah, it's great. And yeah, you're exactly right, Mr. Epps, the cinematography, because they film it like the 70s. I mean, it's like filmed with that sort of
Right.
grainy everything. It looks like a 70s movie, so it's amazing. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That it hasn't
Sorry,
been.
I blew apart y'all's number one.
No,
Yeah, that's okay.
no.
I have. I'll just reorder. I'll reorder mine
Yeah.
and I'll push everything up. But yeah, that's what I figured was the conclusion we were going to come to in this episode. Is that remember the Titans just will never be dethroned.
Yeah.
I hope it is, but I haven't seen a sports movie I've loved that much since Remember the Titans.
And that Mr. Epps, to your point, that like you can watch every single year and it's still good.
Yes.
Like you
Yeah.
see
Oh my
something
God.
in it, the performances are great. I remember watching it like I think during COVID or something, and I was just like, oh, this is also like a story about leadership and like like underdogs, taking it, and not just like the, oh yeah, you can do it, but like, no, show up for your team, right? Like show up for the people who are supporting you. And I caught that and I was like, wow, that was really like, didn't catch that when I was 8 years old watching it, but now as an adult and somebody who works, it's like, yeah, it's that team mentality, right? Like we show up for each other on the field, off the field. It's a great message. Yeah.
There's a lot of foundational do what's right.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
and then
Yes.
let the consequence follow. So Cooper will know
Yeah.
that reference. But it really is true. I mean, you've let there was a lot of that. And anyway, there's so much of it. It has a lot of layers if you're willing to open up your mind, I think, and
Yeah.
accept it and not be critical, not be so quick to be critical today.
Which, man, yeah, I feel like the detractors I've heard have been more like, this isn't the answer to racism or whatever, is more what I've heard. Like people are like, they make it look simple or easy or whatever, but it's a movie. You can only squeeze so much in.
Yeah. And I
But-
thought it was painful. I thought there was lots of pain points all through
Yeah,
there.
very
Right.
much.
And you're right, Cooper. They can see that, but they didn't live. I lived through a great deal of what they were trying to show and teach. I mean, we just had that. I'm not saying I'm somebody special. Everybody did that here in Raleigh. It's the same thing. We were forced busing. We had school evacuations all the time for bomb threats. We had, like I said, policemen riding on the buses. It was real. I mean, it was real. It was some crazy stuff. And but anyway,
Were you one of the bad guys or the good guys at the time?
I'm always a good guy. Always
I know,
a
I'm
good
just
guy.
kidding. I've always loved that about you and Mom. I've never felt any sense of like prejudice from you guys against anyone else. Which,
no.
like you guys raised us like we're all just humans. We're all messed up, and it's great. Like we all
try to do our best. And
any of us can be friends.
It did do me a lot of good. In the end, I think as I got older, I really did. I'm a sports guy. So this is a natural, I think maybe music people like you. I mean, I think you could, so sports guy, this gave me a chance to expand who I got to play ball with, basketball,
cool.
football, baseball, you name it. So I definitely had a lot more, and I called them black friends, and it was through sports. It was through sports and school. And that's how we connect.
What's yours, Cooper? What's your third?
Oh, so
you got to start now.
If I'm moving my honorable mention into third place, it was Creed. So the one with Michael B. Jordan
great.
picking up the Rocky franchise.
Yeah.
A lot of people haven't seen it too. I'll bring it up and they'll be like, "Huh?"
Mom and I love that.
Yeah, people just haven't even heard. There's 3 movies now. I've met a number of people who've never even heard of the Creed movies. So I definitely wanted to bring that up. And it's incredible because it does bring Rocky is in it, but it's cool because he's it's cool because he has his own fighting arc. And if we're talking spoilers, okay, get ready to go to the time code if you don't want to hear the spoiler. Rocky has his own battle with cancer while Michael B. Jordan's trying to like learn how to like fight in the ring. And so, or at least like get to he wants to be the champion, right? And so it's just really cool because they both have like their journeys they're going on, and they like help each other out together. And it's like, and so yeah, speaking of like racial differences in sports movies, it's a really great. There's like some tension there of like, you don't know anything about me, you don't know where I came from. Like both of them kind of give that argument at different times, and but they both at the same time find so much at their core that they have in common and can come together around. And it's I just think it's almost a number one movie for me. It's just I love it so much.
It's great. It's great. And Ryan Coogler, African American director, just did Sinners. That was also the first time I think there was an African American director for at least a wrestling, a boxing movie. Spike Lee did. I think he got Game. I think with Denzel, which was a basketball movie, a great basketball movie. But yeah, it's interesting to see. An African American filmmaker take on what was a predominantly white Italian American born sport of boxing and such. Yeah, so that's great.
Right.
Yeah.
And so and Dad and I, we still need to do a boxing episode. So I don't have. I should have. I wanted to mention that at the top, that if there's any of these sports that you want to understand more about the sport before you go watch the movie, or to appreciate the movie more, I'll try to attach episodes that are relevant to the movies we mentioned. We haven't talked about NASCAR, but we did talk about Formula One a few episodes ago. So maybe that has some parallels.
And the new movie that's out now. Yeah.
Right. That's why. Yeah. We did it the week before it released, but okay. So let's move to number 2. Okay, what is everybody's number 2? Jackson, let's come back to you.
Mine. It's wrestling. It's wrestling. 2 wrestling or wrestling and wrestling adjacent movies. One is
fighting movies.
Yeah, fighting movies. One is Warrior, which is Tom Hardy and Joel Egerton. I think we watched it together, Coop.
That's my number 2.
Oh, great.
Oh, my gosh.
It's great. I mean, Tom Hardy, never been better. Joel Egerton, phenomenal. Nick Nolte, I think, was Oscar nominated for playing the father. But I loved it. I mean, and I remember watching it with you, Cooper, and I remember we both were like, oh, wow, like this is a movie, right? Like this is good. It's not like, oh yeah, that was good. And then later you're like, wow, that was really good. And we were like, oh, wow. That was something else. And it totally went under the radar in 2011. So
sleeper hit.
So very sleeper hit. But I think Tom Hardy does some of his best acting in that. And so when he became Bane, I was like, he's good. He was better in The Warrior.
Right. It's so funny because after that movie, I was like, I'm a Tom Hardy fan. He's one of my favorite actors. But then, every movie since, I was like, oh, I don't know if I like him as much as I thought I did.
He's fine.
Have you seen him in Mobland?
Yes,
no.
He's great in Mobland. Yes.
So let me tell you. Yeah, we have it's called VidAngel, just so you know. It can cut out all the bad parts.
I think you know about that, Jackson. I'm pretty sure.
Well, because of you.
So, but that's the only reason I've watched it. It's too dark for me and all, but Mom and I watched it. But I watched it for Tom Hardy.
Interesting. Okay.
Oh my gosh, he's the man.
Cool.
The man.
Yeah. Well, go ahead.
Shoot. Well, just while we're talking about Warrior. Oh no, say your other one while you're on fighting movies.
You got 2.
I've got a point about fighting movies, but say your other one.
Yeah. The other was The Wrestler from 2008 with Mickey Rourke.
I still haven't watched that.
Which just I remember watching it when it came out. I mean, it's a brutal movie in a lot of ways. Obviously the wrestling is filmed very painful, like really painfully. Like you genuinely worry about the actors, especially Mickey Rourke because he's very old, and but also it's like psychological abuse, like emotional abuse. It's a very painful movie, but it is so raw and beautifully acted, and the writing is great. I mean, it sort of swept the Oscars or was for a while, but it's a very, very good movie.
Was that Darren Aronofsky who directed that one?
Yes, it was. Okay, yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I think that was 2008. I think that was post Black Swan or right around that time.
Oh yeah, but I haven't seen that one either.
But it was, and it's filmed like a documentary almost, so it's very real. And a lot of the actors don't use makeup. It's all very real. There's very little CGI when it comes to the fighting.
Cool.
So it's very raw, but it's extreme. Yeah, it's very painful, but deeply, but beautiful. And then my honorable mention for that was Iron Claw, which came out
I was
a
gonna
few
say that,
years
yeah.
ago, which is great. So anyway, but Warrior and the Wrestler, those are my two. Because wrestling
That
movie,
Jackson slick. Jackson fit 3 in on one line
Yeah,
of number 2. He is smooth, man. I've got a lot to learn.
But I wanted to say, and then Cooper, I want to hear your thoughts.
Only because he does this. He says the
Yeah.
brackets. That's what I mean. He's so smart. He said,
Yeah.
he's saying it's 1, but there's really 3 in the brackets.
And Cooper, this will segue into what you want to say about wrestling movies. Is I put wrestling movies in the second category because I think they are next to, so comedies, of course, because comedies and sports movies always have gone together. But I think like there's real drama in a wrestling movie and a fighting movie, and they do a really good job with in the ring and back at home,
Right.
you get hit in the ring and then you get hit at home. There's a really, it's so rich for good stories and good characters and good conflicts. So,
Right.
so yeah, I love those wrestling movies. Yeah.
Well,
Or fighting
now
movies.
now that you've talked through all those, I'm realizing it. I'm guessing this is in every fighting movie now that I think about it, that it's all symbolic of the fight at home, right? That's got to be the point of these movies. It's like there's an inner battle that the exterior battle is representing, right? I don't know why I'm just now realizing.
No, I'm just laughing because I think, we talked about, Mr. Epps, we talked about also doing an episode on sports movie tropes and cliches. And that's always it. And also, Rocky has those cliches too, where it's just his relationship with Adrian is at, he's fighting that while he's also having to fight Creed, so it's just one or the
I'll
other.
slip mine in. Rocky, the first Rocky was my 3B, just so y'all know. So I already had it in there. We'll come back to that one, but anyway.
I will say
that dang Jackson took my Rocky one from me too.
I didn't say Rocky.
Fighting movies are my favorite genre of sports movies. I'll go ahead and say that and put that out there. So I'm glad we sat on that for a minute. But Dad, do you? I know our 1s and 2s and 3s are all mixed up at this point, but where are you at? What movie do you want to talk about next?
I've got a 2 that's it's going to be a departure so far out that you two are probably going to poo-poo it. But it's genius. It's genius. My second it's a comedy, but it's a comedy with based on true story, with good guys and bad guys. It's got
Where
it all.
are you going with this? Okay.
Cool Running.
Oh, no. That was going to be an honorable mention for me. Yeah.
Same. Yeah.
That's my number 2.
That's not a poo.
Great
I won't poo-poo that.
No, I don't know. Because it's not it's not like a serious, when you think about how it's filmed and John Candy and the whole thing.
Yeah.
But those guys, they're what do you call them? Supporting actors.
Yeah.
All the guys, they were just, if you look at each one of them, it was so unique and distinct and different. And then to know it's based loosely on a true story, which we've been pulling for the Jamaican bobsled team every year they ever get to the Winter Olympics.
Right.
So that's one of my all-time favorites.
That one, it stood the test of time better than I expected. Macy and I rewatched it a few weeks ago, and it was still super funny. I thought, pretty goofy, but there's some genuinely funny bits, and actually really inspiring too, surprisingly for how silly and of a comedy it is. But I feel like if they had tried to take that story and treat it seriously, it wouldn't have worked as well. The whole point is that the world was laughing at them, and so I think it made sense to laugh at them as a moviegoer, and then get totally punched in the face at the end with that incredible payoff of how even though it totally fell apart, you think they're gonna have a miracle win or something, but they totally fall apart. Everything goes to pieces, and them carrying it across that bobsled across the finish line is one of my favorite movies, one of my favorite moments in movie history ever. So you want to cry. You've been laughing at this goofy movie this whole time, and you want to cry when you get to the
whatever
end.
the Finnish guy or the Swedes or whatever, they go,
Mm-hmm.
That's
classic
right.
slow
Even
clap.
that, it's
Yeah.
just so classic. You know,
Yeah.
and that gives you goosebumps, and you want to go.
Yeah.
Anyway, go.
Uh,
Anyway, so that's
Cool Runnings
my
is
number two.
great. Cool Runnings is
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
A great choice. No, it's a great movie. It's
That
and
was one
very
of the VH.
and underrated.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that was one of the VHSs we had growing up, and so we
Yep.
popped that on so many times. Yeah,
Yeah.
so good. Okay, well, let me. So my second one was Warrior. So we already talked about that. So I'm gonna. Can I start off the number ones because I want to
Yeah,
finish
please.
on Jackson. I want
Sure.
you
Yeah.
to get crazy
Oh.
with your last one, Jackson.
No,
No, you already did. We already talked. Remember the
Yeah.
Titans,
But
but
he's gonna have
but I
another
have, well, yeah, I have two. But yeah,
he's got 5 number ones, so he got plenty to choose from.
we haven't even gotten to my honorable mentions.
There you
So
go.
yeah,
Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well.
yeah.
All right. Well, my number one, which honestly my rankings have been moving as we've been talking, so I could be swayed. This isn't necessarily the number one, but I'm going to claim it. Okay. So for sake of argument, I'm going to claim my number one is Miracle with Kurt Russell.
Oh God, great.
So
Sorry.
Bottom one.
that was wait, was that an honorable mention for you, or was that your?
Yeah, I couldn't fit it in, but I
I
had
know.
to fit it
yeah.
in.
Me
Yes.
too. Me too.
Good job,
Me too.
Coop.
Yeah.
That one just has I mean, Kurt Russell's such a good speech giver. Like that's one of his best acting strengths, I think, and just some of the greatest speech moments in sports. And of course, you get the true and very happy ending when they defeat Canada at the end of that one, which it's so satisfying. Like I almost like the payoff of something like Cool Runnings better, where it's like even though they lost, they still won inside, right? But like but Miracle is just so satisfying because you're like, defeat the Russians, and like you know they get all the skating, and then they get the final goal that wins it in overtime, and just you just want to jump up off your seat when you watch that one.
Yeah, I mean, that was my age. I mean, I was prime for that. I was 20 years old when that happened, and and no one gave them any. I mean, it truly is the great one, if not the greatest underdog victory ever.
Right.
Yeah.
Wait, so 2 points on that. So first of all, I said Russians, but it was Canadians. I apologize. Right.
No, so the Russians,
right?
the semifinal game is the Miracle on Ice. They
Okay.
They played Switzerland the final game or something. Like that.
Okay, gotcha.
The Russians.
Yeah.
The Russians had professional players for decades in the Olympics, and we just had these college kids.
That's what I wanted to bring up. So that was my gonna be my final point about it, was that you taught me this too, Dad. I didn't understand this context for years watching that movie, but that I think they even explain it in the movie, but I'm just a dumb movie watcher a lot of times. And so, but like they just made it. Was it only for the US for some reason that they couldn't bring in NHL players or something, or like?
Well, that was just
there's a new rule.
No, that was still the old rules where, you could not have professional players in NHL. But Russians broke every rule there was, and they called them amateurs.
Oh,
they kept their amateur status, but they funded them, and they had players that were 28, 30, 32 that were grizzled Russian, and they did nothing but prepare and were on the country's payroll, prepare for the Olympics, to dominate it every time, because that was communism's one of their big world stages.
Yeah.
So they were playing against some of the greatest players in the world who had been professionals basically from anywhere from 4 to 15 years.
Yeah. And US. So, okay. Well, maybe I misunderstood.
And we've never had competed before against a team like that ever. We had never hung in there really. They were always so dominant in the Olympics before. So we had all college kids. We had all amateurs.
Right. Like genuinely, kids, like
true amateurs.
18-year-olds. Yeah. So
18 to 22. Yeah.
Yeah. So pretty amazing. But okay, well there's my number one. I mean, that one I'll just put on if I just need to feel better about life. You know, it's just the perfect pick me up. So okay. There we go. I'm all done. All right, Dad, let's go back to you. What are the ones? What's the last one you haven't mentioned?
My number one, I haven't the whole time. Mom and I got so excited about it. We rewatched it yesterday. And it is a teardrop. I cry probably about 6 to 8 times, different times during this movie.
Whoa.
Because very true story, and it has the North Carolina connection. But
Okay.
it still kills me. We watched it yesterday, and I still am so moved by it. It's We Are Marshall.
Oh, yes.
I
Oh my
forgot about that
gosh.
movie.
Blast from the past. Whoa.
So they were playing East Carolina, the Marshall University. That's where they were
Right.
playing, and it was their flight from Greenville, North Carolina, back to West Virginia, where they crashed and lost the entire team, coaching staff, boosters, all completely wiped it all out. There were 3 varsity players left, or four varsity players. That's because they were left behind because they were injured. Injured reserve.
Oh
And
my
that's all. So,
gosh.
and oh man, help me out. So who becomes the coach? Oh my gosh, look it up. You'll know who's.
He's
so famous.
Marshall.
He's from Texas. He's a Texas fan.
Was it
McConaughey?
Was it?
Yeah. So it's
You're
his
just trying to think
early
of the
works.
actor.
Yeah.
Oh,
Matthew
okay.
McConaughey.
Yeah.
His early works. He is unbelievable to me.
Mhm.
So anyway,
Yeah.
that one touches me so deeply on so many levels. And again, having that age in which I knew the story when I was a young teenager and then watched the evolution and the growth. They suffered all through the 70s trying to get their program back up and going. And then the 80s. So they were they were called NCAA 1A. They were one below the Division 1 team, the highest team. But they would play a lot of them. But they won, and then to have them grow the program after a decade or so and win 2 national championships at that level, and to have success, and then really produce one of the greatest receivers ever to play in NFL, Randy Moss, come from Washington.
Okay.
Chad Pennington, an NFL quarterback, come from Marshall. I mean, so Huntington, West Virginia is a real tough town even today. And so anyway, so there's so much to that. You could take layer after layer after layer off of that movie.
It's like an ogre. It's like
I
didn't do the right.
Onions.
I hadn't heard that.
Wow.
Onion, but I thought you two were way ahead of me on the ogre. I didn't know that.
You did great. How do you have a podcast, by the way? You can't even speak.
Yeah.
How do you have a podcast?
Can you help me click my mouse? I don't know which side to click it on.
He is a master editor, Jackson.
Yeah, I'm sure he is. I'm sure there's a lot of editing that goes through these things.
Sometimes his voice sounds like James Earl Jones. You ought to hear this for him,
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was like, I thought you were just complimenting my voice,
but great choice. I remember that was a great choice because I remember watching that and being like, actually thinking McConaughey was good. Like for the first time in a long time.
And that role.
Yeah, for that, because he always played, the goofy. He was in like Sahara and played all these goofy, pretty boys. But then like in that, he was, he was really good at that. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Man, okay, that's a good one. I wasn't expecting that. I totally forgot that movie existed, and I think I've only seen it like once in my life. I forgot about the plane crash. So
gotta go back, watch it again.
I'll rewatch that one.
Get ready to cry though.
Okay,
I'm telling you, it's emotional.
I'll bring my comfort blanket.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Well, Jackson, let's bring this across the finish line here.
Well,
finish this off.
Well, so Remember Titans was one because I do think like if you're to say like what are great sports movies, like you got to go with a football film because that talks about family and community and leadership and all that stuff. So I chose Remember Titans and a movie I love called Any Given Sunday, directed by Oliver Stone with Al Pacino, Cameron Diaz, Dennis Quaid, James Woods, Jamie Foxx, I think LL Cool J, Charlton Heston. Like it's just this like stacked cast. It was written by the guy who wrote The Aviator and Gladiator. He wrote Ridley Scott's Gladiator.
Okay.
It's great.
Crazy.
It's like it's a crazy movie. It's like almost 3 hours, which is great because you want a long sports movie. It's very stressful. Oliver Stone, very controversial figure, but great filmmaker in when he wants to be. But it's great. I mean, but it's great, and it's all about mass media, corporate interfering with sports and just this. It's just worth watching for that cast. I mean, the cast is just fantastic. Yeah, but a lot of cursing. So yes, put it through Angel Player or
Angel.
whatever that was. Because there's there's a lot of cursing in football.
Yeah.
So and to hear Al
that's
Pacino,
right.
but sometimes I don't know. Maybe you want to watch it uncut just to hear Al Pacino, curse, because that is quite funny to watch. But I love Any Given Sunday. But I think like Twisting My Arm, I would say probably Remember Titans. Yeah, is just slightly up there. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So
well, that's a great finish.
Beautiful.
I've never even heard of that movie. So
oh really?
That was a good one to end on.
So Coop.
Yeah.
I got to interrupt just a brief moment. We didn't talk about one baseball movie, which is okay. But so I just put out there for the other world, for our big group of fans. Just remember The Natural with Robert Redford. The Natural, Robert Redford.
Oh,
great movie.
Okay.
Put that out there so we have it documented for some of our folks to go see.
Yes.
There's a lot of good ones. There's The Sandlot. There's we could go on and on about the baseball.
Field of Dreams.
But,
Field
of Dreams. But The Natural. You want to go back and get one that was in the late 70s, I think it was. Robert Redford at his finest. It's pretty cool.
Beautiful movie.
There's also The Rookie with Dennis Quaid, which I watched growing up, and I remember really liking that
Rookie.
one.
There's plenty. Yeah. We could do a whole baseball thing, but anyway.
Yeah.
I didn't want baseball. I hate to just lose baseball completely in this talk.
Yes. I forgot about The Rookie, by the way. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That was like our era. That was I think it was a Disney one too. So it was like it makes sense that it would. Yeah. Yeah, my mom, Dad, you and Mom, you definitely kept us well supplied with like the Disney sports films, which it's like Disney came out of their heyday of cartoon movies and went into like the golden era of sports movies, I feel like. And now I don't know what they're doing, but yeah.
I don't either. Like Jackson said, they really targeted the family still at that time and pulled it off somehow. Pulled it off where the younger kids were into it, then the adults were into it. I don't know.
Right.
It's quite a good recipe, I thought. I still love a lot of them.
I wanted to make one note that from what you were saying about any given Sunday, is that what you said it's called?
Yeah.
Or Any Given Sunday?
Any Given
about
Sunday.
All the swearing. The last time Macy and I watched Remember the Titans a couple months ago, I do remember thinking like I can't remember exactly what they were saying, but it kind of had the tone, like the feeling of like, oh shucks and rats and darn it, that stinks when we lose,
Yeah.
There's a little bit of that feeling to remember the Titans.
A lot of real Andy Griffith vernacular in there. Yeah.
I mean, we know that was touched up. We all know it. Football and sports. Yeah.
Yeah. They had to keep that PG
in high school.
rated.
My coach used to cuss us out constantly. He had a chaw of tobacco, yelled at us, cuss at us. So, it's not that I'm not aware of it. I'm just saying chose not to use it. But
we've got to do an episode on soon, by the way, is like, Jackson and I, we had a little bit of locker room experience in like middle school for PE or something, but like, but we didn't have like, we need to do a locker room.
That, by the way. Careful how you phrase that, by the way, Coop.
Okay,
Family-friendly podcast. Family-friendly podcast.
So you want to do one on locker room experiences?
Because for example, I hear people.
This is a family show.
No, not that. I don't know what you guys are thinking of, but I'm just talking about how, for example, I'll hear people talk about, oh yeah, before my football game, I saw, my three friends' butts and we were all commenting on how much hair we each had. It's like, what? You guys are looking that long? Like, I hear stories where I'm like, that was normal. Like,
how about your listeners write in and we comb through them and we choose the funniest, weirdest, wildest locker room.
Yes. Okay. That's the official invitation. Write in to sportsensemailbag@gmail.com or text us or DM us if you have a locker room story. We'll read it anonymously, but give us your best locker room.
You're
story.
next time I come.
Your brother played 4 years of college football. Trust me, there's a plenty. There's some. I don't want. Yeah, there's some crazy people in the locker room, buddy. I mean,
we can keep it PG-13. team, maybe at least. But anyways,
yeah, you might have to do that one without me.
but
But,
it's just a
Yeah,
whole
right.
world that sometimes I'll bump into people telling a story, and I'm like, what?
yeah.
That happened? Like, what are you talking about? So, and they're like, yeah, what do you? That's normal. What, were you not on
Well,
a
the
sports
old-
team?
yeah,
They
yeah,
act like I'm
yeah,
a
it's-
buffoon for not having experienced whatever they're talking about.
It's not worth. I don't think it's worth this.
So,
Yeah,
Let's let's do some honorable mentions. I just want to mention.
Right.
Okay.
I just want to mention. Mr. Epps already mentioned it. Sandlot, fabulous movie.
yeah,
Always worth watching. And then a comedy I love with Paul Newman called Slapshot, which is a hockey comedy where he
I've heard
he
of that
becomes
one.
in charge of a sort of has to kind of like in a Cool Runnings kind of way, like has to take this very bad news bears, like has to take this not good for nothing team and make it good. But it's a
Cool.
great comedy. And then The Longest Yard with
Oh, yeah.
what's
I've
his
seen that
name
one
with
on TV.
yeah
That's
with Burt Reynolds.
Burt
It's
Reynolds, yeah.
fantastic. Yeah.
But by the
Fabulous.
way, just see how Jackson. I'm telling you, I've learned so
I
much
know.
from
I
him.
thought he already had his
Did you
honorable
hear him
mentions
get?
out.
Did you hear him get Bad News Bears in there too?
Yeah,
But listen,
slide
He
but
in.
says
listen.
it's Bad News.
I
Bad
was
News
just
Bears
trying
what?
to push away from this locker room conversation because
Right.
No, I
I
appreciate it.
I want you two to still be co-hosts next week. So
Right,
we're
But Bad News Bears was a great one. I mean, I love that. Walter
one.
Matthau. I mean, you're talking.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right.
Bad News Bears.
But
Is
you're
that,
so good. He's got like 20 in the
is that
show
a baseball
already, so-
movie? Bad News Bears.
and it's
Yes.
Okay.
yes.
Walter
Yeah.
Matthau. Yes, we're playing baseball, coach. Yeah.
Okay,
That's
okay,
how
wait.
he
I have
sounds.
now I've got another honorable mention. I'm not
All
sure
right.
that this counts as sports, but Best in Show. It's about dog shows.
Oh yes, yeah.
Have you seen that, Dad?
I
I
love Best in
It-
Show. One of the
that-
funniest. So good.
It's again another sleeper hit, but it made me cry laughing. So I bent over and fell
So
off the
good.
couch I was sitting on in one of the scenes. It was so
We'll
funny.
have to try that out.
Yeah,
It's very
I
funny.
know about the Best of Show, the New York. What's the famous one every year in New York? It's always on TV.
Oh, the Westminster.
Famous.
Yeah.
There you go. Thank
Yeah.
you, Jackson.
okay.
Yeah.
So it's a movie you're telling me that's a comedy
Yeah.
called Best in Show.
Yes. So
it's
incredible.
a mockumentary. It's kind of like it's made by same guys who did This Is Spinal Tap. So it's like Catherine.
all right.
It's
I
like
haven't seen that
Catherine
yet.
O'Hara. It's like Catherine O'Hara and Eugene
So very
Levy.
warped. Very warped.
Oh, but funny. But Parker
Funny,
Posey. Yeah, and it's just making fun of the Westminster Dog Show and all the people who are involved. So it's very funny.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the hardest times I've laughed in my life. Yeah, it's amazing. So, okay.
That's cool.
Any last ones you got to throw out, Dad, that you missed?
No, I got to stop.
You-
I got to stop. 'Cause we could go. So it's over an hour. You
Yeah.
got to remember, you're on Mountain Standard Time.
Jackson's
Mr.
Pacific.
Cooper.
Yeah.
Mr. Cooper's on
Yeah,
West
Pacific.
Coast.
Pacific. Yeah, my night's
Pacific
just
time.
starting. My night's just starting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go out to the corner and start asking people about their locker room stories
Right.
in just a minute. Yeah.
So anyway, so no, I'm good. I think it's a perfect put a wrap on.
Let's
And
put
I
a
knew
bow
it was
on
going
it.
to be good with Jackson. I just didn't know how good it would be
Right.
with Jackson.
Oh, I was
Well
grateful
done,
to you.
Jackson.
Well, thank you both. It was an honor. I was so excited, and yes, lived up even more. So thank you.
You're a great sport, and you're so smart. I mean, your knowledge clearly.
Yeah.
You got so much
Well,
you could let it all go.
Well, what
but-
I got in movies, I lost in sports. I can't follow a pickleball match to save my life, honestly. So
we like playing it, but you don't need to worry about trying to follow. it.
Yeah.
I'll just sit off to the side and drink something and
Right.
watch. Yeah, I'll be a spectator.
Well,
But what?
yeah.
But by the way, there's also just real quick before we let him go. As people start to find more and more sports movies, there are almost a sports movie for everything. There's bowling movies. There's pinball movies. There's just
Pool,
there's
billiards,
pools.
pool.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
been a
yeah,
couple
yeah,
big
yeah,
ones,
yeah,
yeah.
The Hustler,
Yeah.
all those. It's just there's almost a movie for everything.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. I mean, we could do multiple of these movie episodes very easily. So I'll give you a teaser because Jackson and I were texting about this because he was thinking about doing best and worst. I was like, there's
yeah.
no way we're going to be able to contain all that to one episode. So we're going to come back and do the worst sports movies ever episode. sometime.
It's
So
fun.
be thinking about that. If you come across any,
Okay.
jot it down and get ready for that episode one day. But we'll give you guys a break since we gave you so much movie talk. We'll get back to the sports next week, the sports news for Sports Noobs. But with that, let's wrap this up and sign off. So thank you, Jackson. Thank you, Dad. Love you guys.
You're welcome. Love you.
I love you
Good
too.
to hear. Great
All
to
right.
see you, Jackson.
Great
Tell
to
your
see you
folks
too.
hello.
I will.
All
Love you
right.
guys.
Night, everybody.
Close it out.
Bye.
Night. See you, Coop.
SportSense.